Hello everyone, Sadie here to talk more about Jarvis because that's apparently all I can talk about these days. I love Jarvis so much, you guys. I just can't stop making videos. This video is going to be longer than most of my videos because I keep getting questions about how do I do Jarvis A to Z? How do I start Jarvis? You know, like how do I get started? What do I do as soon as I log in? When you first log into Jarvis, I want you to take some time to go through the templates. And I know this isn't really the fun part. It's not a skip to the front of the line part. Everyone always asks how to get started fast, but what I'm going to do is show you how to get started well. How to get started in a solid way, not how to get started fast. I want your posts to be amazing. Every time you write a blog post, I just want it to blow everyone else out of the water. So if you're going to do that, you've got to take some time to learn Jarvis. And yes, boss mode's amazing. That's what we use most of the time. But I like to use power mode too. And that is where the templates come in handy. I'm just going to show you my favorite templates. Like I said, I want you to go in and go through all of the templates, all of them. I just want you to open them up and try them once. That's it. All you have to do is open each template and try it once. And then when you find your favorites, I want you to put a little star there so you can mark it as your favorite. Up here on the right hand side, you can also request a template. So if you go through all these templates and you don't see one that you can use, which I don't think that can even happen, but if you see some that are missing, you can request those. You can also go to sadiesmiley.com/Jarvis guide, and you'll see my blog post giving a breakdown of most of the templates and how I use them. Alright, so I'm going to head over to boss mode right away. After you've looked through the templates, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over and hit documents, new document, and then we're going to start from scratch or do a blog post workflow. Let's do a blog post workflow. How about we write a little bit about meal planning? How meal planning helps you save time as a busy mom. You don't have to put any keywords in here. What we're doing right here in this section is after we've already done keyword research. I am hopping in right in the middle and showing you what you do as soon as you log into Jarvis. You can log into Jarvis after your keyword research, right? Throw your keywords in here if you want to. Jarvis came up with some pretty cool titles. I like the magic of meal planning. It's not a full title, but I like it. Let Jarvis write your intro paragraph. It's going to be way faster than writing on your own if you're anything like me and you're kind of terrible at intros. Let's see. I like this one. It's kind of got a little bit of flair to it too. So I'm going to just move myself over here. All right. It is no secret that being a mom can be, this is one of my pet peeves, you guys, difficult. Between taking care of kids, running errands, and working outside the home, it's easy to feel like you're never getting anything done. And cooking, well, let's just say I'm not Martha Stewart. These days we are all strapped for time, but there is one thing we can do to help save some. Meal planning. How busy moms save time. You know what? I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to have Jarvis do that. So let's see. Write a brief for those of you who are unfamiliar, these three asterisks, they help Jarvis, they make him forget what's above. So I'm just real quick going a little out of turn here. I'm going to hit Control-Shift-Enter. And you don't have to do the little arrow. Since I started using the recipes, I've been in the habit of doing the arrow. So now we're going to take this brief and put it into the content description brief. Now over here on the left, you can toggle these on or off because when you hit compose, Jarvis is going to be pulling from everything on the left. Whenever you do commands, he's not. He's just following that command. But if you would like to toggle these off so he's not seeing these or not distracted by them, that's totally okay too. So this brief says, write an article about how meal planning can help you save time as a busy mom. Meal planning is a great way to keep your grocery list in check with what you need, and it's also a fantastic way to plan for the week ahead by making sure you have enough food. It'll be worth your time because this will reduce stress levels and help make life easier. Yes, because life for moms is so easy. So Jarvis can write your titles if you don't want to use the blog post workflow or if you're just not able to come up with them. But Jarvis doesn't write them in the same way, like if you were using Co-Schedule's headline analyzer and it's analyzing your headline, Jarvis doesn't really do that. He's just like, hey, yo, this is a good blog post idea. So you're going to need to do a little fine tuning if you don't love your title. You know, I really like the title that we have, The Magic of Meal Planning. It's just chef's kiss. I just love it. All right. So we're going to make that into our heading. Now, if you're not starting from scratch, if you're going to rewrite PLR, I have videos on that. You can watch those for that specific workflow. But basically, you would just plug your PLR in and then do this same thing. Have Jarvis write some titles, have him write a brief, all of the things that you would do if you were writing from scratch. Don't overcomplicate it. If something doesn't work, just erase it and start over. The next thing I want to do is create a blog post outline. So I want to have some headings in here, some subheadings. And if you've already done your keyword research, this is where you can pull those keywords and create your outline yourself. You can also let Jarvis help with that. Or you can have Jarvis create the outline completely and then you can add in your keywords or add in your own ideas as you go. After you type your command, again, you're going to hit Control-Shift-Enter or Command-Shift-Return. Lots of people say they have trouble with Jarvis, and it seems like every time I hop on a call or every time I'm answering through PM, I'm like, okay, you type the command, and then what? And they'll say, and then I hit compose, or and then I hit Control-J, and Jarvis just gave me gibberish. Every time it's the same thing. So whenever you're doing these commands, make sure you're hitting Control-Shift-Enter or Command-Shift-Return so you're commanding Jarvis on what to do. Compose is a separate feature entirely. What is meal planning and how does it save time? All right, I like it. How to plan your meals ahead of time. Benefits of meal planning for mom. Dang, Jarvis, you're good at this. I love it. All right, so this is kind of pulling from the blog post recipe that I talked about in my last video, but I just type write a paragraph about, and then I copy this phrase that I'm going to turn into a subheading. You may have seen me do that with the blog post recipe. And that is now, as of right now at least, my blog post workflow. I have the outline, and then I tell Jarvis to write a paragraph about whatever the subheading says. And if for some reason Jarvis doesn't write what I want him to write, then I need to either reword my command, reword my subheading so it's more specific and he knows what I'm talking about, or maybe I need to do the 3 asterisks so he can forget everything above and so he can focus on the task at hand. This is not how I would title a subheading. So I'm going to fix that. But that's actually a good example of how I want to be more specific with Jarvis than I would necessarily be with my subheadings. How meal planning saves time. Let's see. Save time with meal planning. We'll do that. All right, so we have all of our commands, we have all of our subheadings, and it depends on what you're writing the article for. If you're writing it for yourself, maybe it's going to be 1,000 words, maybe a client wants 2,000 words. You can always go back and redo the outline or add to the outline, do some more keyword research, go over and do some Google stuff. How does meal planning save time? How does meal planning save money? That would be a really good topic to include in this article if I needed to make it longer. So what I like to do is I'll head over to Google and I'll do benefits of meal planning for busy moms. And then here's some options right here. I could just take those headings and reword them. I think it's called SEO Minion, where you can go in and just see everyone's headings at once. That's a pretty cool tool. But what I really like is the people also ask section. How do busy moms plan meals? That's a really great question when we're talking about this topic. What are the benefits of meal planning? How can a busy mom eat healthy? How do busy families plan meals? After you click on one of the related questions, then you're going to get more related questions. And then another thing you can do is scroll all the way to the bottom and look at the related searches. So these are things that people are searching for, and these can also give you good ideas to work into your document. For time's sake, even though this is going to be a longer video, I'm going to go ahead and stick with these subheadings and see how many words we get to after Jarvis writes the post for me. A lot of people think that Jarvis is just going to write the blog post with one click, and that's not really, in my opinion, what Jarvis should be used for. I don't want to automate everything. I mean, you can already go and buy PLR, you can plug it in here, have Jarvis reword it. I feel like you still need to have that personal touch. You need to add your own tips and tricks and ideas. You need to have your own personality come out whenever you're writing your blog posts. I love all of my blogs. I have tons of blogs, you guys, and I love all of them, and my personality shines through in every single one of them in a different way. I want you to remember to include your personality, include your own tips, tricks, and info whenever you're writing blog posts with Jarvis. We're going to go back to this command, Control-Shift-Enter. After Jarvis completes the command and gives you what you want, you can move on to the next subheading. But you want to read through it. Now, this isn't the fact-checking section of the post, but remember that we're going to be fact-checking, all right? This is just the first part. This is us making a rough draft. Meal planning is a great way to keep your grocery list in check with what you need. It's also a fantastic way to plan for the week ahead. To make sure you have enough food, yes. Meal planning is about creating a schedule for preparing meals throughout the week based on what ingredients are available or on sale. I'm going to say ingredients you have on hand or what's on sale. The idea is that you prepare as many dishes as possible at one time, which reduces the number of times that you need to go into the kitchen, thus saving time. Saving you loads of time and energy, because if you're a mom, or I mean, even if you're a human, you know that energy is limited and we got to use it wisely. I like little bitty paragraphs, so I'm going to break it up here. This also saves money on groceries because if there's something that needs replenishing, it can just be done all at once instead of buying more each day. I know that every time I go to the grocery store, it's going to be a $50 or more trip. Trip. Limiting the number of trips to the grocery store is key to saving money, and using the food your family already has on hand in the pantry, cabinets, and fridge and freezer. Next, how to plan your meals ahead of time. So how do you meal plan? It's easy. Just follow these steps. I don't like numbers, but I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, break these up. What I like to do, in my blog posts is I like to make the first sentence of a small paragraph bold. Make sure your kitchen is well stocked. We're going to make that bold. Plan out what meals you want for the following week. I'm going to make that bold. And then write down an estimated grocery list. Or, if you're like me, just add them to Alexa. See how that was like literally just half of a sentence, but I added my personality into the post. And I actually have a blog post on how to use Alexa for meditation, so I could link to something along those lines if I'm talking about Alexa, or my friend has a blog post about how to use Alexa like in your everyday life with ADHD, so I could link to that post as well. Control-Shift-Enter to work this next command. And you can just hit Control-Enter or Command-Return, but it deletes your command. And if Jarvis doesn't give you what you want, then you really don't want the command to go away, because then you're going to be like, what was that command? And you can run it again. There's a shortcut that you can run it again, but I just like to have it there. It's kind of like a warm little security blanket. I know that it's not going anywhere, and then I can just delete it. Meal planning is a great way to keep your grocery list in check with what you need. Wait, he's repeating himself. Hold on a second. Jarvis, I'm recording. I need you to behave. Okay, we're going to take this. When done right, meal planning helps reduce stress levels and makes life easier. That's true. Meal planning is an excellent way to save time. Yes. We're going to bold that one. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let Jarvis keep writing. I'm not sure what he's going to say. I don't know what he has to say, but we're going to see. Okay, Jarvis, what else do you have to say about meal planning and how it's an excellent way to save time? Just keep hitting Control-J or Command-J until Jarvis just gives you something that is not usable. Meal planning also helps save moms money. Yes, sirree. Quite possibly my favorite benefit to meal planning is that everyone knows exactly what we are going to eat ahead of time. If someone doesn't like the dinner for, let's see, that is planned for Tuesday, they have a heads up that they're going to be making fending for themselves that night. We are currently at 652 words. I'm going to see what else Jarvis has to say about this. Dang, that's good. I mean, who doesn't hate grocery shopping? To be honest, I used to hate grocery shopping. It was a chore that I would put off for as long as possible. And when I did go, it felt like an endless odyssey of produce sections and dairy cases and confusing labels trying to figure out which foods were good for me and my family. Not where I was going to go with it, But hey, Jarvis, I like it. I dig it. But then one day, after months of feeling like the worst mom on earth because I couldn't make dinner without resorting to takeout and spending lots of money, something clicked. Meal planning is the answer. So I feel like this is more of an intro, and I really like it. So I think I'm going to move it up. I really do. I'm going to move it up. I like it better than this crap. Well, it wasn't crap. I'm sorry, Jarvis. It was good, but it wasn't my favorite. We're going to Control J this and see how he finishes this paragraph. All right, we're just going to get rid of that and go back to the bottom. Well, yeah. To get started with meal planning, follow these easy tips for success. I'm going to start a bullet point list for Jarvis to follow. So tips for success with meal planning. Let's see. Keep a wide variety of dishes on deck so nobody gets bored. Let the whole family, not everyone has kids, I keep forgetting that, but we're talking about moms, so that's safe in this article. But anyway, let the whole family participate in the meal planning process. And then Jarvis, what are you going to give me? Control J. Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. Thanks, Jarvis. Plan for leftovers. Duh. Have a leftover night. Have a leftover night. Or two to save even more time and money. Make sure you have enough food to make it through the week. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good tip. So you don't have to shop more than once a week. Make it through. And then we're just going to get rid of this. I love to have a bullet point list in all of my blog posts. I don't know why, they're just so fun. Write a paragraph about how meal planning saves time. Control, Shift, Enter. Kind of repeated a little bit from above. That's okay. We're good. We're good. If you're using PLR, or if you did not love what Jarvis gave you, highlight the paragraph and click Rephrase. I don't know about a study by the Hartman Group, so I'm just going to re-click this. Let's see. Try again, Jarvis. Nope, not a... Okay. Oh, there we go. A housewife. Oh, Jarvis, aren't you cute? Meal planning can be extremely time-consuming for the busy housewife. No, how about the busy mom? But it also prevents overbuying or running out of items. There's a lot of money to be saved as well by shopping smarter. Okay, so we need to do save money with meal planning because this is not telling me about time. So we're gonna save money. All right, Jarvis, let's try again. I'm keeping these. I'm not cutting these out and editing this time. I'm going to show you guys exactly what Jarvis gives me because I feel like sometimes people get really frustrated, and I understand why. Because if he's just repeating himself over and over and over again, it's kind of annoying, right? So one more time, Control Shift Enter. Okay, that's better. Though this feels kind of more like an intro. Control J. Control J. Giving me some good stuff. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. This is the conclusion. Meal planning is a great way to save time and money. We've all been there. Da 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 da. Adult version of Goldilocks. That's for darn sure. Alright, that's not bad. It's not beautiful. Definitely needs a little bit of fine-tuning. But I like it. And this is also where it's really good to use PLR, because if you start with PLR and then you also have your own ideas and you have Jarvis, it's just like content creation on steroids. So we're at 994 words. I'm going to quickly show you, I just have a few more minutes that I want to wrap this video up, but I just want to show you how you can use Power Mode inside of this long form editor while you're using Boss Mode. You don't have to just use the Compose feature. You don't have to just use Boss Mode, and you don't have to just use Power Mode. We're combining all of these things. Remember the exercise I had you do earlier? If you marked your favorites, they're going to be over here in yellow. And then if you want to reword something or improve something by chance, let's go down here and grab something. Let's just see what Jarvis comes up with. We're going to put him in the content improver. Tone of voice. Let's do Oprah. Oprah's good for moms, right? I don't know about 5 minutes. How about like maybe 10 minutes out of each weeknight before dinner time to plan ahead for next week's? Let's see, that doesn't really make sense. So not each weeknight. How about out of one night a week? One night each week, taking 30 minutes. Relief from the stress of grocery shopping and cooking can be as close as taking 30 minutes out of one night each week to plan ahead for next week's meals. The process is quick by making lists that includes ingredients needed, da 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 da. Perfect. So that's how you're going to use Power Mode if you want to use the content improver. You can also use the product description. Any of these frameworks are going to work. You can use Explain It to a Child, even though Explain It to a Child is built in right here. But this is Explain It to a 5th grader. When you click on Explain It to a Child, if you want to change the output grade level, you can. I think that 5th grade is a good number, so that's what I use. If you want to throw in a creative story, or if you're working on something else entirely, like there's all kinds of templates over here. Take the time to get used to them and to just kind of learn them, right? Now, the next step after we're finished writing the blog post is to read it out loud and fact check it. If there's anything in this article, which I don't think there was anything, as I was working on it, I kind of like paid attention, and it's going to need a little bit of editing still, but I don't think it needs any fact checking. It's very important to fact check, and if you're looking for ways to fact check, if Jarvis gives you a fact, just plug it into Google. See if it's true. Copy and paste it over there and do a little bit of research. If you're writing a travel article, for example, and he talks about how Mount Kilimanjaro is 38,000 feet in elevation, then go to Google and say, how tall is Mount Kilimanjaro? That's going to answer the question in a way that's true. Obviously, you have to do your own research. Not everything on Google is true. But whenever you plug it in, something like that's going to be really easy. One other thing I like to do is go over to, if I'm writing a travel article, for example, I'll go over to Yelp and find like the top 5 good restaurants on Yelp and in the town that you're visiting, and I'll go through and look at people's reviews and just kind of pull bits and pieces from their reviews because they were just there. They know more than I do. So I pull bits and pieces from their reviews and then I plug it into Jarvis and have him help me turn it into more of a blog post or add it to the blog post. Whenever you're inside your blog post, you're doing your fact checking. The next step that I do is I copy and paste it over into Copyscape. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pretend that I've edited this and it's completely ready. And then we're going to go to CopyScape, okay? If you don't have CopyScape, there are other options. I actually have a blog post coming that talks about CopyScape alternatives, but spoiler alert, CopyScape is the best option. Let's see if this was clear from CopyScape. Now, mind you, I'm not editing this video. We will see it live right now. 3, 2, 1. No results for the text found. That's always an important question. Everyone's like, what? How is Jarvis working? How is he getting this information? Is he stealing it from somewhere? Nope, we're good. We've got all of the words in there and they are clean. So the next step would be to go over to your blog, which this isn't going to go on my blog. I don't have a blog about meal planning. This is probably going to go, I don't know, I'll probably put it up for free on my PLR site or something. I do have a Jarvis content membership where you pay a small fee every month and you get articles that are in your niche. And right now I have about 8 niches that I'm working on. So if you want to check that out, go to plrforblogs.com and you'll see my Jarvis membership somewhere on there very soon. Just keep an eye out. After you take your post and you copy and paste it into WordPress, your next steps are going to be to add images, interlink, finish working on your SEO, fine-tune everything, make sure that you've got a featured image, do your little Yoast or Squirrely, whatever you're working on, and make sure everything is filled in. Then your blog post is ready to publish. Do not forget to create some Pinterest images. If you have not been creating Pinterest images, I'm telling you right now, you've got to start. Pinterest gets me so much traffic and I don't even use it. I don't even use it right now. I just do my pin images and I get the traffic. So if you are not utilizing pin images, go to canva.com and start making some and putting them in every single one of your posts, no matter what. All right, I'm going to show you one more thing whenever we back out of here. If you have not seen my recipe video, please click on recipes and go down to blog posts, click open recipe, watch the video, watch the video, watch it, I'm serious, watch the video, it's 5 minutes long. This blog post recipe created by James Morgan is actually very similar to the recipe that I would use for my own blog posts. I was already using this type of workflow, but he put it into recipe format and it's amazing. So once you click on that, once you watch the video, click on run. And then if you want to see the whole video, I already did a whole video on this. I'm not going to do it again. I'm just showing you guys real quick. Whenever you do the write about, you're going to put your subheadings in there. This is almost exactly what we just did, so you're going to be familiar with it. Make sure you fill out the left-hand side. Make sure you put your title in, all the things. And, you know, we just wrote a 1,000-word blog post in less than a half an hour with me teaching you as I went along. I have written 2 blog posts. One was 1,300 words, one was like 1,800. And both were under 30 minutes using the recipes. So if you haven't tried those yet, go ahead. But I really want you to get familiar with the templates and writing a blog post without a recipe at first, just so you can kind of feel it out and, you know, maybe make your own recipe and see what you would like to have in your blog post workflow. And don't forget about Power Mode. Learn it, love it, use it, love it. I don't know what order that should go in, but I love Power Mode. Don't neglect the templates just because Boss Mode is so amazing. Be sure to tune in. I've got some free group trainings coming up with Elizabeth Merrick. I'm going to link her below. If this video helped you in any way, please let me know. I would love to know what else you need help with. I'm happy to create videos all day long about Jarvis because he is my current BFF and obsession. Let me know what you create. You can drop your links below. If you create something with Jarvis, drop the link. I'll go check it out. Thanks for watching.